Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's City Council meeting and Committee of the Whole meeting. Our City Council meeting is called to order, and I kindly ask our City Clerk to please take the roll call.
Bowering.
Here.
Furnish.
Here.
Kilberg. Kasserag.
Here.
Maliki.
Here.
Marks. Mayor. Poundquist.
Here.
Paschke.
Here.
Reinecke.
Here.
We have a full agenda and an exciting agenda this evening. We always begin our City Council meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I would like to ask this young man in the front row, John Theriault, to please lead us in the pledge. How's that, Jack John?
Sounds great. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. We have a badge presentation to a firefighter, and John suggested that I push you to the back of the agenda, so thank you. Thank you for that. So stick around, gentlemen and ladies. That's a joke, guys. You guys are all panicking back there. First off, though, we have my good friend Timothy from Geneva Community High School. He's a junior at Geneva High School. You may remember him from time ago, and he is with us tonight to help us proclaim and learn about Red Ribbon Week. Timothy, the floor is yours. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to try to squeak out a few words.
Oh, my goodness.
I have no voice today. My name is Lisa Meister.
Well, Lisa, why no voice?
I think I'm coming down with, something
that's
that
good.
everybody else is having. So.
Let's all give hugs after this. That'd be
right.
fun. We can go.
I'll keep my distance. But I've been one of the co-sponsors for the SAD Club, which is Students Against Destructive Decisions, since 2002. And I joined the lovely Becky Furnish, who was, heading up that that club at our school at the time. And she and I worked together for about 20 years. And just really trying to educate students and really trying to advocate for asset building and helping students kind of find those positive influences in their lives in order to steer them down a healthy, positive path without any sort of shame or without any sort of, chastising them for past decisions that they may have made. And we say a lot like we don't care where you've been, we care where you're going. And Timothy is one of our co-presidents for SAD Club, and he has been an active member of our club, and so he wanted to share a few words with you guys on what Red Ribbon Week is all about. And we also have some pins for you guys too.
Fantastic.
All right. Good evening. My name is Timothy McQueston, and I would like to thank you for your time about this meeting to recognize the importance of Red Ribbon Week. The nation celebrates this week each year to send a message to the community about taking responsibility for the health and making thoughtful decisions about substance abuse. In the past, drug prevention programs centered around just saying no or fear tactics, as we know after years of research that these strategies are largely ineffective. For some teens, developing refusal skills is effective, and teaching them how to analyze and influence each other around them can help. For other teens, just strictly saying no isn't a good approach, or it isn't as helpful as teaching them other reduction methods. If our goal is to help teens and young adults move the needle towards a healthier outcome, we need to recognize that each person is starting in a different place. Instead of judgment, we need to meet teens in the middle where they are and talk about the issues at hand. Using evidence-based strategies, otherwise teens won't feel like they can go to adults in their lives with concerns that they may feel about themselves or their friends. We need to help teens who want to take the step towards a positive change, even if those changes are small steps at first. In drug prevention, we want to deliver the message that harmful reduction strategies are just as harmful as a teen not knowing how to say no. The National Drug Control Strategy outlines that you need several tactics in order in drug education. A school in Washington State describes their strategy as right service, right time for the right child, explaining that sometimes taking smaller steps towards a healthier outcome can lead to a stronger trust and support system with the adults in their community. To be able to go to them when they need help will make a bigger and more lasting changes in the long run. The major principles of harmful reductions include care, support, connections, and respect to foster trust and rapport needed when someone needs to reach out for assistance. This year's National Red Ribbon Week theme is Life is a Puzzle. Solve it drug-free. To me, this means that we should be able to incorporate healthy problem-solving skills when life gives us challenges, instead of clouding our judgment with substances when life gets hard, which can seem like a cheat code to solve a hard puzzle or a hard day. Statistics show that teens are more involved in their community or have a sense of belonging and stability are less likely to engage in risky behaviors. In trying to make an impactful campaign with students, we need to highlight the 6 principles that can facilitate a healthy lifestyle. These principles are finding a natural high that can be your passion. Through building up sports, arts, musicals, and other extracurriculars, we can build a wide net of support to a majority of students. Number 2, surrounding yourself with positive peer influences, making sure voices like SAD Club are heard and letting people know that even if they are alone, that there are voices who want to help them. Number 3, finding a positive mentor to encourage you. Creating those extracurriculars with solid coaches and teachers, directors, and club leaders can help many kids talk to someone outside of a parent or guardian. Having a firm belief in your talents and abilities. Kids don't just need a mentor, they need an encouraging mentor who will allow kids to be confident and show that they are equally as important. Setting goals for the future. Knowing what you want for the future is a great way to stall kids from going down drug abuse. They don't just have God.
Oh, take your time.
Young kids stay away from roadblocks, blocking the goals that they have set for themselves. And number 6, building resistance to help you get through challenges in life. Knowing what is out there can be useful to kids. Knowing what is out there can be just as important to kids as the ability to say no. Classes like the health classes in school are a great way to show kids what's out there and what to say no to, and how it can affect your body. At the high school level, we are helping students build assets that they can give back to their community through our annual food drives. We are also working with our GTV students to promote healthy decision-making, making brave, standing up, and fighting peer pressure. We are encouraging more connections between clubs at our school and increasing positive social networking among teens and their mentors. As a community, we can make an impact by providing fun, healthy things to do in our park district programs, our city planning, our school's extracurriculars, and the plans we make throughout the city, so that teens have safe and fun activities to participate in with their friends that allow for adult supervision and guidance. As parents, we encourage you to talk about healthy decision-making from a young age. An open dialogue can help create healthy say no tactics. Teens often don't feel like they can go to their parents when they have a situation they need to handle. Teens often feel that their parents will have a knee-jerk reaction and their parents will lock down and cover them in bubble wrap. As a parent, your kids need to know they can approach you and ask questions, so they know that even if the heavy stuff comes up, they already have an established rapport and dialogue going, so teens aren't trying to handle life or death situations on their own or without help. These are some of the many ways adults and teens can work together and are some of the many ways that we can work together to handle reducing harm and increasing discussions among parents and teens. We thank you for your time and attention to this important annual week of drug prevention and awareness.
Thank you, Timothy. Are you available for any questions from
Sure.
the dais? Any alderpersons have any questions or comments for our friend Timothy? Alderperson Paschke.
No questions, but thank you for sharing the really important information. Sorry. I don't have any questions, but I wanted to thank you for sharing a lot of really important information and for standing up and being brave and doing it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Alderperson Bowering.
I will just second that. Thank you for being here, and you did a great job.
Alderperson Reinecke.
You know, every point you made was spot on and nicely done. Well done. Thank you.
Anyone else? Timothy, I have a question for you.
Okay.
I wrote down a word during your remarks, and the word was rapport, building rapport.
Are you asking what it means?
You gave him that opening.
I was like, Jack, John, do not even think about that. And delete the tape. No, I was going to ask you, what's the license plate of the car you drive, just out of curiosity? 'Cause I need to, no, do not say it. How do you, a junior, build rapport with other students? Many of which sometimes, Timothy, I don't want to hear it, man. How do you overcome that?
For the most part, it's more about building a relationship before you can, talk about certain things or talking about the problem that a person may have. It's more about first building up trust, genuine friendships, so people know that you can fall back on someone, whether it's me or somebody else.
Sure.
That's sort of what I meant by building rapport with someone. So one day you could open the door for them to end their unhealthy habits.
Got it. Rapport, let me put that definition down here. I would like to entertain a motion from the City Council to proclaim October 23rd through the 31st, 2025 as Red Ribbon Week in the city of Geneva. Bowering makes the motion, Paschke makes the second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. It is so proclaimed, Timothy. May I have a photo with you?
Sure.
Handing you this proclamation? And I'll bring my thesaurus.
Okay.
We're always in the shot. Get used to getting out of the shot.
That was a good one.
Hiding out.
Okay, we're over here. Thank you again very much. Our next item of business, ladies and gentlemen, item B, Fire Department badge presentation to firefighter paramedic John Theriot. John, come up to the podium. You have your team with you tonight,
I do.
and your most important team, your family. We'd like to introduce your family to everyone.
Okay. So this is my dad, Jeff, my mom, Mary Ellen, my fiance, Kelly. Then it's my nephew, Ian, my sister, Kelly, my brother, Nolan, his fiance, Sandy, and our friends, Allison and Jack, right there.
No fiance in the last two?
That's not my question. That's
No, I didn't know. I figured it seems, oh, thank you very much. Seems like you can do it on TV tonight if you'd like. Born and raised in South Elgin. Life is good, man. Raised by, of course, we had the opportunity to meet your parents earlier and again tonight, Mary Ellen and Jeffrey. 2 siblings, wonderful. Now, you wrote this, pretty much. Younger brother, older sister.
Yes.
Okay. That's not me, sis. Graduated from St. Edward Central Catholic High School. I'm not going to read the date because it just overwhelms me with depression. So, do you want me to read the date?
Go ahead.
2016.
That's right. I'm hearing a few disgruntles around.
You've been a firefighter for 7 years.
About that, yep.
Obtained your associate's degree in fire science and safety from Elgin Community College, as well as basic operations firefighter certificate. What is a basic operations certificate?
So it's basically the fire academy as a whole. When you
Okay.
finish and take all your state tests, then that comes in as one certification.
Okay, and that's step one? Mm-hmm. Got it. Obtained your paramedic license through Advocate Sherman Hospital in Elgin in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
What point in 2020 was that?
Well, I had the license in my hand in about August,
Okay.
late July, early August.
So during all the fun stuff.
Yeah, luckily I was almost done during that time when
my
that all
gosh.
started, so.
You worked for South Elgin Fire Department as a paid-on-call, and for Geneva as a contract paramedic. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So you were busy.
a little bit.
I was working as a contract paramedic for the city of Geneva, and lo and behold, was hired as a full-time firefighter. Was that a surprise?
Surprised that I passed the test.
Well, we appreciate that encouragement. That's it's going to send just joy throughout the community when you show up. That's good.
But I was happy.
Are you surprised you passed it? It's got to be a tough test. Is it multiple choice? Is it fill in the circles? What does it look like?
A lot of it's like situational based. There's some reading, some math on there. It kind of varies because a lot of departments do different methods of testing. But Geneva's was mostly a lot of situational.
And you're sharing that situational responses or in writing?
In writing, it would kind of get, the interview was situational as well.
And of course, one of the interviewing commissioners is here. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you know his name? Just say Mr. Commissioner.
Mr. Commissioner.
Yes, indeed. That's got to be unnerving, though.
It's nerve-wracking when, you really, especially for a department you really want to work at.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the stakes are a lot higher, where if I was testing somewhere just to get a job, it would be, oh, no big deal. But here where I actually really wanted the job.
Why did you really want a firefighting position here? And paramedic, excuse me.
All my time as a contract paramedic here, I bonded the best with all the guys back there.
Yeah.
The city's been the best to me of all the places I've worked, so figured it'd be kind of a bad decision to go elsewhere and take that risk when I've always enjoyed working here.
Yeah, we've enjoyed having you, too.
I appreciate that.
That's exciting, man. And we see each other casually sometimes.
We do.
I know, isn't that scary? I met Kelly earlier. When I asked when the big wedding day is, you said, I think Kelly said, to be determined, correct?
Determine it.
And now you shared this with me, so I'm going to share it as well. Your proposal was at the beautiful park in St. Charles.
Yeah, we were on a date night around, and that's where we went at the end of the night for a walk, and then next by the river.
Did you have a photographer there to capture it all?
Her mom, yeah.
Oh, you're kidding. So mom knew. So John, how did mom know before?
Well, she showed me an older ring that she had, and then she was like, hey, I didn't ask the question yet, but then her mom showed me this ring, and then I was like, hey, you could probably give it to Kelly when you propose. And I'm like, here goes nothing. Do you mind if I, like, and then I
Again,
asked her
that
permission.
confidence is just overwhelming. It's like,
It's like, I was going to ask her at some point, but I'm like, what better time than now?
that's cool.
Yeah.
The whole
And then-
one knee thing and everything else?
And her mom has a professional camera, so,
Oh, wow.
yeah. It wasn't just with her phone or anything. It was an actual.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Of course, of course.
We built a good rapport.
We did.
Your hobbies, again, are being outdoors. What does that mean, Jack John? What does that mean?
So I like fishing, being out, like hiking, kind of doing a lot of outdoor stuff going on, boating, different things like that.
Do you have your own boat?
I do not own a boat.
No?
No.
Kelly, do you like fishing and boating?
I like boating.
Good answer. You hear that, John? Jack? John? Jack John? Going to car shows, explain that.
A lot of times, and the Thursdays during the summer when
Yeah.
the city has them, I like to go out there and look at different cars out there and different ones in the area.
Dad, are you a car guy too? No, sir. No? Where did this come about?
Just kind of a fun thing that started during Swedish days and a few years ago, and then I was like, oh, I like going to these things. So I just can,
Do you tinker on them as well, or no?
not really.
Not really. Now, you like to go to concerts. I am afraid to ask you what kind of concerts you like to go to.
All sorts. I've been to more country concerts though than
Oh, is that right?
anything else, yeah.
Any artists that we might recognize?
Luke Combs,
Oh,
Morgan
love
Wallen.
Luke Holmes.
Metallica was my last one. I went to Metallica.
Metallica.
Yeah.
Luke Holmes and Metallica.
They go hand in hand.
Do they? Yeah. But mostly country and that other stuff, Metallica.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. No Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift, no.
No?
No.
You a country fan as well, Kelly? I am. Are you? All primarily country. And you travel around the country going to country music?
No, like,
Just local.
it's local.
Okay. Whew. And this clearly belies your age, because you're obviously a young man, but you put down exercising. That's what
Did I?
60-year-olds do. They exercise. Do you work out?
Boxing.
Okay, let's elaborate.
Just going to, there's a boxing gym in St. Charles.
Yeah,
I go
there is.
to.
It's a pretty cool one.
So I can go, I enjoy going.
Do you compete?
No.
But it's a heck of a workout, though.
Yeah.
You're not a Golden Glover?
I'm sorry?
You're not a Golden Glove boxer?
No, I am not.
No. Dad, are you a boxer? No, sir. No? You don't have to stand. We're building a rapport here, John.
We are.
What else do we need to know about you?
Not much else, really. I think you covered it with that.
You covered it, man. You put it together. You didn't put it together?
No, I did. I
Okay.
did. I realized that was a year ago when I wrote that.
Yes, it was a year ago. Now, people call you Jack John. I heard the story why. Everybody calls you Jack John. Now, there's one gentleman here who calls you the Riot, but he doesn't want to announce his identity here. He's on your team, by the way.
Okay.
Jack John, why is that?
So when I was named John legally after my grandfather, and Jack is more of a nickname, but every firehouse I've ever worked in, they've always called me Jack John, because I initially introduced myself as John when I'm coming in, and then
Sure.
suddenly I'm like, oh yeah, I go by Jack, and that whole rapport built with everybody.
So if one of us walk into the firehouse and go, hey, how's John doing? They might say, who? Or-
There's a few Johns,
Or
though.
which one, yeah, exactly. So do you prefer Jack when I see you on the street? 'Cause usually I try to ignore you, but if I don't ignore you, do it.
It'll be easier to get my attention if you say Jack.
If I say Jack, Jack it is. Well, we are delighted to have you on the team. I know it's been a while, and tonight's a big night for you. And this is it's a momentous and I think quasi-emotional thing to have the badge. So without further ado, I will yield the floor to you.
Okay.
And who has the honor of presenting the badge?
My mom does.
Fantastic. Mom, the floor is yours. You don't mind if we snap a few pictures? And we're going to get out of the way so we don't get... Look at that.
This band can take care of it.
John, do you have a badge number?
I do not.
You do not.
5 years, you'll have one.
Yeah. So it's not till 5 years you actually get a number.
Right.
Unlike the police who get a number right away. And what's the history behind that, Chief? Do you want to share that? At the microphone?
Yeah.
Because that's interesting stuff.
Many years ago, way before of all times, they used to issue them with numbers. It dropped off, and I think, 17-ish
we brought it back.
Brought it back.
And we went back to any career person that had retired, and we numbered out from number 1, which was Frank Johnson.
Of course.
And then we all have now numbered badges, and then we wait until 5 years, because that's a good time to,
Sure.
but they're on the list, and then we issue them at that point.
That's cool. I didn't know
Yeah.
that history.
Yeah, it's kind of the 5-year award for 5 years being here. The 10-year award is a ring, a signet ring, that's the Geneva Fire Department, that also we brought back a few years ago from the old days.
Of course.
So at 10 years, you get the ring, you've had your numbered badge, and then kind of
Wow.
a little bit of a history and honor that we're trying
It
to
is. It's
create
wonderful.
here. So,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Thank you. And John, congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
Check. And I know you guys probably have to leave. You heard the sirens? That's your, by all means, if you need to sneak out, you going to dinner tonight? Where are you off to?
Just Aurelio's.
You mean Aurelio's?
Oh, really?
Yeah, there you go.
Wonderful Geneva staff.
That's exciting. Yeah, make sure the chief pays for it, okay? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Item 3C, ladies and gentlemen, a presentation and acceptance requested for the fiscal year 2025 Annual Comprehensive Financial Report, TIF 2 report, TIF 3 report, single audit, and IMRF allocation report. We have some guests with us tonight who will introduce themselves to us, and then I will yield the floor to you.
All right, thank you, Mayor and City Council. So we decided, as we were sitting down, that I was Metallica and he was country.
Oh, there we go.
I will open up. So tonight we have the fiscal year 25 annual comprehensive financial audit, as well as some various reports that we typically issue at fiscal year end. So before I yield the floor over to Nick Bava, our principal from Sickage, I wanted to kind of touch on some of our financial highlights and how our 3 major funds align with our financial policies, specifically our fund balance policy. So as you may recall, our fund balance policy requires that we have 25% of total expenditures for general fund, 90-day cash balance for our enterprise funds, so that includes our electric and water funds. So at fiscal year end, we closed general fund with a 62% total fund balance, so that was amazing. We also have the electric fund that closed with 109%, which is high to right now due to some of the debt issuance we still had on the books as of 4/30, about 22.8 million roughly of the 30 million we issued. And then we had the water fund close with a 26% cash balance. So those are some of the highlights, and I will yield the floor over to Country, who will give us the rest of the highlights of the financial statement.
Are you really a country guy?
Believe it or not, yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Luke Combs, I was familiar with.
Make it quick.
Well, good. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, members of council, for having me. As Jennifer mentioned, my name is Nick Bava. I'm a principal with Sickich and the principal to oversee the city's audit. Here to present the results of the April 30th, 2025 fiscal year end. So, as accustomed with an audit the size of Geneva, we have a variety of reports that are before you, taking up a lot of pages in that agenda packet tonight. I'll highlight some items out of the annual comprehensive financial report, but would be happy to address any questions over any of the deliverables that we issued as part of the audit this year. So, if you're interested in following along, I believe I have the right agenda packet page numbers. Just going to highlight a few items out of the annual comprehensive financial report. On page 21 of the agenda packet, the city was awarded a certificate of achievement for excellence in financial reporting this year. This is a elective program that the city participates in through the GFOA, the Government Finance Officers Association. So what this means is that the 2024 audit report went through a separate review through the GFOA, and they were awarded this certificate. So this comprehensive report that the city produces is ultimately prepared in the spirit of full disclosure to those that are interested in Geneva's net position. So we commend the city for going above and beyond the minimum reporting requirements that the state sets and that generally accounting principles set. So I believe this is the 12th certificate that the city's been awarded. We fully expect that once this 2025 report is submitted and reviewed, that they'll receive its 13th certificate. So that's the certificate of achievement. As far as the opinions that we've issued on this audit, So pages 23 through 26 of the agenda packet, you'll see Sikich letterhead, which is the beginning of two opinions that we've issued this year. So the first being the level of assurance that we've issued on the financial statements. So the fairness and the presentation of these financial statements. What we've issued is called an unmodified opinion on the city's financial statements as of April 30th, 2025. Unmodified opinion is a clean opinion and the highest level of assurance that we as auditors can provide an organization like the City of Geneva. What that means is that the financial statements are free of material misstatement and can be relied on for any intentions necessary. Following the financial statement audit opinion is an opinion on pages 27 and 28 of the agenda packet. As a customary with an audit like Geneva, we have to evaluate federal and state grant spending. So in the case of fiscal year 2025, the city spent $1.2 million in federal state grants and then $320,000 in state grants. So total about $1.5 million in grant spending. From what's called a single audit perspective, when an organization spends more than $750,000 in federal grant money, they have to undergo what's called a single audit. So that is additional compliance testing and procedures over those dollars that push the city over that threshold. So of the $1.2 million that was spent this year, the major program, the major spending was derived from the American Rescue Plan Act. The city spent roughly $600,000 of its American Rescue Plan Act dollars towards various improvements and costs that were allowed by the grant. So as part of that additional testing, we didn't identify any instances of noncompliance or questioned costs, which is always what you want to see when you're submitting and reporting to the federal government. So of the American Rescue Plan Act, I believe there's roughly $960,000 of unspent money at the end of this fiscal year. So I would anticipate within fiscal year 26, we'll probably be seeing a similar type of test and opinion issued for the continued spending of those dollars. But those are the opinions I wanted to cover. I'll tie everything together just by thanking Jennifer and Heather. The city's allowed 6 months from its fiscal year end to finalize and submit its audit reports, so we're here well within that time frame. I certainly appreciate the effort by the finance department, their professionalism and their commitment to the audit process. We certainly enjoy working with them. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Any questions from the dais? All of you will recall, and it's posted to the website as well, multiple questions were asked earlier in the day. Those questions were also responded to, and that document is posted to our website. But the floor is open if anyone else has any additional questions. Well done. Oh, Alderperson Bowring.
So I am not a financial specialist, but I wanted to thank both our staff and Sikich for these very detailed documents, but they are actually generally quite comprehensible, even to the non-expert. But it is a tremendous amount of work and reassuring for me to go through as a council member yearly to, be reminded of all of these different, ways that we're checking in on our financial health and making sure that we're following good accounting principles. So thank you especially to our staff and also to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Alderperson Reinecke.
A bit of a detailed question. On one of the pages, it talks about an investment portfolio for the city, and it says, I believe it's on page 61, says that it's doing quite well, and I was wondering if you could unpack that just a little bit. How are these being set aside, allocated, invested?
61.
61 of the report or of the packet?
It was in the packet.
So page 61 in the packet.
Yeah, page 61.
Is she referring to this, maybe? I don't know if you want to speak to this.
Was it on the footnotes for the deposits and investments?
I could look it up.
Maybe it was in the management discussion and analysis.
Here it is. It's under non-operating revenue, investment income, $1,788,000. I presumed it would be in
I think
some
it's
sort.
actually 61 in the oh,
report.
never
Yeah.
mind. Nope, maybe, never mind. I take it back.
61.
I don't have the agenda back.
Yeah, it's not numbered.
Do you have it with you?
I don't have the back.
No, okay. I apologize. I'm looking at just the
Oh, okay.
physical
Report
PDFs.
itself.
I don't mean to,
In the report
No.
itself, 61 would be 18,
18? Okay, that helps.
or,
Yeah, so that should.
sorry, 19. My apologies.
So here's 18. So I apologize.
It's
Without-
okay.
Without knowing the exact
Okay.
page,
Yeah.
so the city is invested in a variety of investment instruments.
Okay.
When you look at the city's investments, there are specific portfolios that range from Illinois funds, fixed income investments like U.S. Treasuries,
Okay.
agencies, and there's great footnote information. Further
Okay.
on at footnote number 2, there's a deposit and investment footnote that talks about the city's investing policies, what investments that they're currently holding, and the
Okay.
ratings associated with those. Pension funds of the city are also invested in the state pension fund, so there's, those are valued at net asset value. But really, I would say diversified investment portfolio of the city compared to what I see with other municipalities. I don't know if that answers your question. I apologize.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, okay. I'd anticipated it would be T-bills and probably allocated along with state funds.
Right, so we have a
right,
variety of
okay.
CDs, treasuries, agencies, and then anything along that combination.
All right, thank you.
Anyone else? Anything else from our friends? We need a motion to accept the reports as presented.
So moved.
Alderperson Kosarog makes the motion. Second by Paschke. Roll call vote would be in order.
Kosarog,
Aye.
Maliki,
Aye.
Palmquist,
Aye.
Paschke,
Aye.
Reineke,
Aye.
Bowering,
Aye.
Furnish,
Aye.
Kilburg.
Aye.
8 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, 2 city council members absent. The report has been accepted, the reports have been accepted by this council. We move to item 3D, public hearing on proposed amendment to annexation agreement by and between the City of Geneva and Bullock Holdings LLC. I will entertain a motion to open the public hearing for the benefit of the public. Motion by Bowering, second by Maliki. A roll call vote is in order to open the hearing. And prior to the opening of the hearing, it is worth noting that the document before you this evening is identical to the document that was shared with us in February of 2024. The only difference tonight is that we are providing an extension to our friends at Bullock simply because of the complex nature of the interagency and intergovernmental agreements that took a little longer than we anticipated. So with that, roll call vote.
Bowering,
Aye.
Furnish,
Aye.
Kilburg,
Aye.
Kosarog,
Aye.
Maliki,
Aye.
Palmquist,
Aye.
Paschke,
Aye.
Reineke.
Aye.
The public hearing is open. This is a chance for anyone joining us here in the chamber to address this matter. Please welcome to the podium, share your name, and the floor is yours.
Move the hearing closes.
Motion to close the hearing is offered, seconded by Kosarog. The motion was made by Kilburg. A roll call vote is in order. Whenever the clerk is ready, she'll take the roll.
Kilburg,
Aye.
Kosarog,
Aye.
Maliki,
Aye.
Mayor, Palmquist,
Aye.
Paschke,
Aye.
Reineke,
Aye.
Bowering,
Aye.
Furnish.
Aye.
And the public hearing has been closed. Item 4, amendments to the agenda on the city council agenda. Are there any? Item 5 is the omnibus agenda. All items marked with an asterisk are considered to be routine by this council, and all those items can be considered and voted upon with one motion. Is there such a motion? Paschke makes the motion. Maliki gets the second. City clerk, please take the roll.
Paschke,
Aye.
Reineke,
Aye.
Bowering,
Aye.
Furnish,
Aye.
Kilburg,
Aye.
Kosarog,
Aye.
Maliki,
Aye.
Palmquist.
Aye.
8 in the affirmative, 0 council members in the negative, 2 council members absent. The omnibus agenda has been approved by this council. We jump to item number 9, municipal bills for payment. Excuse me, 8, municipal bills for payment. We kindly ask our clerk to read the bills in their aggregate for our consideration.
Municipal bills for payment total $4,060,643.55.
Mayor, I move that we approve and pay the bills as read, the individual items for which can be found in tonight's city council packet, which is on the city's website.
Bowering makes the motion to pay the bills as presented, which are available in the city council members' packets and available on the city's website. Is there a second? Seconded by Paschke. City clerk, when you're ready, roll call.
Bowering,
Aye.
Furnish,
Aye.
Hilberg,
Aye.
Kasserag,
Aye.
Maliki,
Aye.
Palmquist,
Aye.
Paschke, Reinecke.
Aye.
8 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 2 council members absent. The bills have been approved for payment. We jump to item 10, presentations of ordinances, resolutions, and other items. 10A is to consider ordinance number 2025-24, granting a variation to reduce the required East Street yard setback from 30.91 feet to 26.12 feet for a proposed front porch at 514 Maple Lane. Motion by Paschke, seconded by Bowering. Ms. Voigt, the floor is yours.
Thank you. For your consideration this evening, ordinance 2025-24, which is requesting a variation in order for the homeowner to construct a covered porch to the front facade of the residence that will reduce the setback. The applicant has complied with all of the requirements, and the application and this item were approved unanimously by the Planning and Zoning Commission at their October 9th meeting. And Director DeGroot is here if there are any questions, and I believe the applicant is here as well.
We have the proud homeowner, and we have, of course, Mr. DeGroot. Are there any questions for either? If not, Alderperson Bowering.
Not a question, just a comment. This looks like a nice project, and I'm glad to see people continuing to make valuable and safety-enhancing improvements to their houses. So it seems like a good project.
And I believe, I may be misstating, but we're invited after the meeting just to check things out. No, okay. Okay, good. Anyone else? City Clerk, if you'd be so kind as to take the roll.
Paschke,
Aye.
Reinecke,
Aye.
Bowering,
Aye.
Furnish,
Aye.
Hilberg,
Aye.
Kasserag,
Aye.
Maliki,
Aye.
Palmquist.
Aye.
8 votes in the affirmative, 0 votes in the negative, 2 council members absent. Ordinance 2025-24 has been approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 10B, consider ordinance 2025-25, authorizing an amendment to the annexation agreement by and between the City of Geneva and Bullock Holdings LLC. Is there a motion? Oh, was that Kilburg?
Second.
Oh, Palmquist. Kilburg and Palmquist. City Administrator Voigt.
Thank you. As the mayor referenced during the public hearing, the purpose of this amendment is to extend the deadline from December 31st, 2025 to November 1st, 2026. And the purpose of this extension is just to give the applicant additional time to get through all of the various intergovernmental applications and various requirements for this item. And I'm sorry, Director DeGroot is here if there are questions.
Any questions from the dais? I will also be voting on this. I invite the city clerk to please take the roll.
Hilberg,
Aye.
Kasserag,
Aye.
Maliki,
Aye.
Palmquist,
Aye.
Paschke,
Aye.
Reinecke,
Aye.
Bowering,
Aye.
Furnish,
Aye.
Mayor Burns.
Aye. Ordinance 2025-25 has been approved with 9 aye votes, 0 nay votes, and 2 council members absent. Thank you for your patience. Appreciate it. Item 10C, consider resolution 2025-126, approving a final plat of subdivision for the Geneva Commons second re-subdivision. Motion by Bowering, seconded by Paschke. City Administrator Voigt.
Thank you. The item before you, Resolution 2025-126, is a request of the owner of Geneva Commons Shopping Center. They are looking for a re-subdivision of the entire subject property. This proposed re-subdivision would establish 10 separate lots as identified on the proposed final plat. No other changes to the site plan, landscaping, or utility infrastructure are proposed, and this request does comply with all of the standards outlined in Ordinance 9627, the Fisher Farms PUD, that required re-subdivisions of all or any portion of a commercial area may be approved subject to the city council action, only if the standards of the ordinance are followed. We did also receive a question on this item that was in your council packet, Director DeGroot, and then we have,
Well, my name is
Speaker
Cole
here.
Helfrich. I'm with the Developers Consultants Core Group. I'm the surveyor. I've been involved in this site since 2001 when it was a bean field. And I went through the whole original approval process, and now here we are. And I believe we have here Mary Phelan, who's counsel.
Good evening.
Good evening, welcome, welcome. Are there any questions from the dais?
Well, that's what we're here for, right?
Any questions at all for either these guests or the, Mr. DeGroot, Alderperson Kasserag?
I guess, I don't know, I'm a little confused on this one and why, how does it work when it's all broken up in terms of parking lot, in terms of utilities, in terms of codes, things like that?
Well, there are several. You cited the Fisher Farms Development Agreement, which has been in place since the mid-90s.
Okay.
And then when we developed the subdivision in 2001, and for a couple of years it took us to get it all done, we developed what we call reciprocal easement agreements. That's what the Fisher Farms Development Agreement is. And all of these matters, who's going to plow the snow, who's going to paint the stripes, who's going to change the light bulbs and the luminaires in the parking lot, that's all covered in great detail. Because
what about the appearance of the stores, the outside appearance, painting, decorations?
that's all subject to these same agreements, which are universal for the entire development. The city attorney understands the term "run with the land." Nothing changes. Anytime there's any change in ownership or anything else, that all stays in place. And I think we can all agree that the development, Geneva Commons, has been a home run from day one. It's a beautiful place.
That's kind of why I'm curious about why we're breaking it up.
Nothing will possibly change. It couldn't.
If it's a home run, why wouldn't we just want it to be one?
Let's think about it in terms of like a homeowners association,
Yeah.
right? So just to make an analogy for you, there are restrictions on what homeowners can do. And so they'd have to come back and work within the terms of that agreement if they were going to make any substantial changes. So the uniformity of the look will be maintained based on this agreement.
It's mandated. It's all in writing.
What about, I believe there's agreements about what kind of restaurants and things like that can go in some of the outposts. I don't want to get into those agreements and what they might say, but all those agreements stay in place?
Yes.
Or if they're broken up in different lots, are they no longer there?
Again, these are terms that run with the land. So, for example, you could have, if you, for example, owned a bank and you sold that piece of land with the improvement on it, you could put terms in the deed that prohibit another bank from buying that parcel. So they're the same thing. That's the same thing that's happening here, that there are restrictions. There are deed restrictions on it.
And there are a lot of them. I've managed sales of the shopping center 3 times. And we have to deal with all of that every time around. So I've been up to my neck and all that stuff for years, and you got nothing to worry about.
This question might be more for David, but do we have to move from dealing with essentially 2 owners now to 10 or 11
Not at this time.
at the city?
It could happen.
Well, no,
It could happen.
at some point in the future.
At some point in the future, possibly, but also.
What issues would those be?
Well, let it also be known is that the tax base is going to go up because of this. which I think is very important to everybody. Once you divide the parcels into smaller parcels, it's just like going to Whole Foods. You can buy, a carton of 6 eggs at the grocery store, or you can go and buy 24 at Costco.
I guess
right?
I'm thinking exactly from the city's point of view. We just want to manage the 12 eggs. We don't want to manage 2 6s separately.
Yes, but you're going to be making more money off of the 12, and you're not necessarily going to have any difference, because again, there's going to be the association, right? So there's still going to be those terms. So you're not going to be dealing with a bunch of individuals who are going to go off and do their own thing. It's still going to be functioning as a unit, right? It's the same thing as many other shopping centers have what are called outlots, and that's basically what are being created here. That's so the person who moves into, the entity that moves in or takes the lease there has an opportunity to buy that property and be the owner of it, which is always a good thing when you have ownership of the real estate. Or there's an opportunity to sell it for an investment. Let's say you get a very good tenant in there, a triple net tenant. Investors want to go out and buy those lands. Now, these are very institutional investors. You're not going to have some uneducated investor coming in there and causing problems for a community. This is actually a boon for the community to draw more tax dollars into the community.
Should there be something like a backup SSA or something like that in case it gets messy years later?
I think it's pretty airtight, Mary. What do you think?
I haven't seen that
I
happen.
mean,
in
again,
the
these
past.
might be questions better suited to our staff than,
Well, I'm gonna, if I may, I'm gonna invite Kathleen to the podium, which might
Kathleen,
surprise her. But
sorry.
we have other shopping centers in town that have done this. And in fact, there are many shopping centers who have multiple owners already. We're not, it's not surprising to really anybody in the industry per se, but Kathleen, I have not misstated that, correct? And we're not calling anybody out for even sharing that information, it's just the reality.
Sure, that's correct. To the visual eye, it may seem like it's one center, but, individual parcels are owned separately or stores are owned differently. So yes, we do have that now.
Actually, Geneva Commons was unique in that it was functionally 2 parcels. The north piece, and then from the Dick's Sporting Goods
Exactly.
all the way south to Williamsburg was another piece. And now that southerly 2/3 of the development is being cut up into smaller pieces, which would then make it resemble all these other shopping centers. Because almost all of them, I couldn't tell you how many shopping centers I've done over the years. This is the first one I've ever seen that was put together like Geneva Commons was put together. And I think it's worked out fine. And again, the agreements that are in place, the easement agreements and the development agreements and it is so wide-ranging. There's architectural control. You can't just rip the front off of a building and put green brick up there. So it's not going to happen. It can't happen. It's not allowed. And the maintenance standards, which I think anybody that's seen the place will say that maintenance standards have been very high. And that can't change either.
who owns the common area in this? I didn't quite get that far
Pardon
on
me?
the map. The common areas,
Yes.
like the lawn and where the concerts are and things like that.
That's all under the auspices of the same agreements. So that will be unchanged.
Is that, so it's a common area or it's not one of the 10 lots?
No, it's not one of the 10 lots.
It's
part
not.
of one of the lots. And
I believe it's lot 1. It's the
Yes,
main lot.
it's part of
Yeah,
lots,
it's-
that's what I meant.
Right.
It is still, it will be maintained in the major lot, in the major pin that has the most.
What if one of the, like, let's just say that one, is probably the most important with all the common areas,
Right.
that people come to a lifestyle mall like that, I think, for, what if they go bankrupt?
I'm sorry,
What if they go bankrupt?
The receiver takes care of that situation. I mean, hypothetically, what happens is that the receiver who then takes over the property. The receiver is somebody like Cushman Wakefield or one of the big organizations, property management companies that works with the bank when something goes into receivership. They have a property management staff that will keep it up because the person who owns the loan, they want to recapture that value, right? They don't want to hold on to it. So they're going to keep it up, they're going to keep the tenants, they're going to manage the tenants, and they're going to go out and sell it to another investor who can manage the property. So I don't think that there's any concern because it's such a well-developed community and it's a well-developed shopping center, that there wouldn't be an investor to come back in and reinvest in that property.
Good. One last question, and then I'm done. And I realize I'm showing my ignorance on commercial real estate here, but I guess I'm just trying to figure it out. Does breaking up lots, is that a good sign for a mall or bad sign for a mall? And why?
As Cole had said before, it's traditionally done that way eventually to have the outlot. So it's actually a good sign because the original investor, hypothetically, wouldn't be doing that if they didn't think that there was a market for the smaller lots, right? And again, they want to maintain, they've written the rules of engagement, so to speak, for the shopping center to make sure that there are quality investors coming in. And all the quality investors want to see that the place is going to be maintained uniformly. That's a standard. So they've had the right people come in, write the bylaws for it, and it's a good thing.
And Molly has used the key word to this, and that is investors. This process that we're doing here is going to result in a massive investment into Geneva Commons. That's one of the reasons why we're doing it.
Okay.
And how can a massive investment be a bad thing? I don't see how it can. I think it's a great thing. And I hope that we can develop a rapport on that subject.
Okay.
Well played.
Had to do that.
Well played.
Thank you for your patience with my questions. I appreciate it.
Alderperson Bowring.
Yeah, sorry, so this is also an area I'm not super well versed in. One thing you said earlier is that the tax revenue is likely to go up. Do you mind just elaborating on how that would work? Why would the tax revenue go up?
The same reason that Molly just said is investment. If a person comes in and buys a lot, one of these new lots, go ahead.
So by nature,
She's a tax
I am a property tax attorney. I am not a transaction attorney typically. So my expertise is in valuation for property tax purposes. What typically happens when an appraiser looks at comparable properties, and I'm going to go back to the egg comparison, right? Your value of the eggs, they're all the same eggs, right? But if you buy them in a smaller quantity, you're going to be paying more per egg. Well, it's the same thing when you buy a building. If you buy a building with 100,000 square feet, you may be paying $50 per square foot. But if you buy a $25,000 building, you might be paying $75 per square foot. And so therefore, since we're going to be breaking up the parcels and breaking up the square footage of the development, those smaller parcels are going to be worth more money on the market.
Okay, but so would any valuation change come at the point of a change in ownership, or would the actual appraisal change once the subdivision takes place?
That's up to the local assessors.
Got
That's
it.
not at issue here.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
sure.
Anyone else? If not, we have a motion. We have a second. Roll call vote. City Clerk.
Bowering,
Aye.
Furnish,
Aye.
Kilberg,
Aye.
Kasserag,
Aye.
Maliki,
Aye.
Palmquist,
Aye.
Paschke,
Aye.
Reinecke.
Aye. With 8 affirmative votes, 0 nay votes, and 2 council members absent, Resolution 2025-126 has been approved.
Thank you
both.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your questions.
Appreciate it.
Item D, ladies and gentlemen, consider Resolution 2025-127, rejecting the bid received from Horizon Line Landscaping for Randall Road Landscape Median Restoration. Paschke makes the motion, Kasserag makes the second. City Administrator Voigt.
Thank you. The item before you is a request to reject a bid. We only received one response, and our budgeted amount for this project was $30,000, and the bid came in the healthy six figures. So we'd like to go ahead and reject that bid and put it in for the next budget year. And we did receive some questions on this one that were in the council packet, and we also have Assistant Director Landers here if there are additional questions.
Any questions from the dais for Mr. Landers? Alderperson Malicki.
Just one quick one. What's the plan to go out for bid again? Earlier in the year coming up, or?
Yes.
Yeah, as soon as possible. Try to get on a little better.
Well, we're going to have to rebudget it for the upcoming fiscal year. So
Sure.
that's gonna slow it down, to be honest with you, but we can
Gotcha.
start to get the ball rolling if we've got
Sure.
the
So we
approval
can
and
probably try
things.
to do like a spring bid instead of a fall bid. Maybe we'll get a few more bites at the apple.
Correct.
So, okay, so I was wondering.
Okay.
So, thanks.
Yep.
Anyone else? Motion by Paschke, seconded by Kasserag. City Clerk, please take the roll.
Paschke? Aye. Reinecke?
Aye.
Gowry? Aye. Furnish?
Aye.
Kilberg?
Aye.
Kasserag?
Aye.
Maliki?
Aye.
Palmquist?
Aye.
8 votes in the affirmative, 0 votes in the negative, 2 council members absent. Resolution 2025-127 has been approved. Our final item is to consider Resolution 2025-128, authorizing the execution of Amendment Number 2 to the professional service agreement with Fairgram Engineering in the amount of $54,000 for a total not to exceed amount of $1,019,000 for sanitary sewer, river crossing, and screening building design services. Bowery makes the motion.
Second.
Palmquist makes the second. City Administrator Voigt.
Thank you. The amendment before you this evening is a request to amend a professional services agreement that dates back to 2022 with Fairgram for the design of a new sanitary sewer river crossing and screening building. This amendment is requested due to unanticipated hours required for the design and permitting of this project. A memo from Fairgram was attached to the executive summary, and this question was also included in the council question packet that was published earlier today. We do have a representative from Fairgram here, Chris De Silva, as well as Superintendent Van Geschkum, if there are questions.
The dais is open for questions or comments. Are there any?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a hard time seeing the light, so a hand would be helpful. Alderperson Kilberg, the floor is yours.
With engineering design, is there a contingency normally that's built into this type of a agreement? In other words, is this the exercising of a contingency that was built in?
No, it's not. This is, we didn't have contingency in the original. It was based on the scope of services that was
So in
in
other
the
words,
original.
it's
This is
a flat
additional.
number without a contingency?
Right.
Okay, and that was the 900 and some odd dollars, yeah.
Correct.
900,000 and some odd dollars.
Yes.
Okay. Normally, do you build a contingency in when you do design work?
Typically, yes, for, a time and materials contract. You're never quite sure how much time it's going to take, permitting efforts, things like that, yes.
Okay, that's all I had, thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone else? We have a motion and a second. City Clerk, please take the roll.
Bowery? Aye. Furnish?
Aye.
Kilberg?
Aye.
Kasserag?
Aye.
Maliki?
Aye.
Palmquist?
Aye.
Paschke? Aye. Reinecke?
Aye.
8 votes in the affirmative, 0 votes in the negative, 2 council members absent. The Resolution 2025-128 has been approved. We arrive at public comment. Item 11, anyone joining us this evening who has anything to share with the council? The floor is yours. Welcome.
Welcome. Yeah, thanks. Good evening. My name is Paul Jezik, last name spelled Jezek.
For those of you keeping score, that's 25 points on the Scrabble board. I come just in regards to the commuter lot, the parking garage on 3rd Street. Not sure exactly what it's called. Two items I just wanted to make the council aware of, or I don't know if it's education or not, but one of the weeks I came back, I parked my car and I backed in, and I got a notice on my car that said, you're not allowed to back in. And it said there's signs posted at the entrance of the garage. And I come in through the north gate, or the north entrance of that. And when I went back and looked, I said, I didn't see a sign. But then I looked on the other side of the road, and then there was the sign that said no backing in. So I guess my first just point on this was, by the way, it was a warning ticket, so there's no financial penalty, so thank you for that. But my eyes always trained to go to the right side, and there's a stop sign there, and so I didn't even see the sign. So one thing I would just recommend, if that sign could be moved to the right where most people look, because this is a two-way road. It's not a one-way, so my eye isn't trained to go look in the other direction. So that's one. The other thing is just the backup rule to begin with. So, I mean, if you just go out and Google on your phone and say, is it safer to pull into a spot versus back into a spot? You're going to see the answer is to back into a spot. And I can't really think why it's prevented from backing in, because if you think about a commuter lot, when I get off the train, there's a bunch of people that get off the train at once. And, you know, they're all walking in the garage in different directions and stuff. And it's safer for me to come out of my parking spot, look both directions, and make sure, you know, there's no commuter, you know, in the way that I could possibly hit. There's big cars that could be parked on both sides of you, like a big truck or minivan or something. And when I'm backing up, I'm coming out blind. And so I just don't understand why there's a prevention of not being able to back in a spot, when to me it seems to be safer to back in instead of pulling out. Now, I had this actual conversation with my wife, and she said, well, Paul, you've obviously never gone grocery shopping, because if I back into a spot, I can't get my groceries in the car. So I understand that there are reasons why, you know, you wouldn't choose a safer approach, but I just couldn't wrap my mind around why in the parking garage do we take away the freedom for me to operate my vehicle in a safer way. So I just want to make you aware of that, and just, I don't know what you can do with that, but just giving my public comment, so thank you.
If you want my cell phone number, text me. I will get the information for you from our chief.
Okay, that'd be great.
Thank you very much. And do some shopping.
I'll hold it if I do.
Yeah, shoot me a text, Paul, whenever you can.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else?
First, I'd just like to have the pleasure of introducing Alice. She recently, well, not recently, she joined our board in January of 2024. And I brought her tonight because we had the presentation of the audit. That's what she does, and she had to explain it all to me. Anyway, I'll let Alice.
Hi, this is, well, thank you so much for letting me talk. This is my first city council meeting, so I'm learning a lot. And I just want to say, you know, I grew up in St. Charles. Joining the chamber was a big deal to me because, you know, going to Swedish Days as a kid was a big deal. It was a real fun event. And so just to join it and see our community thrive is very important to me. As well as, you know, safety, and, you know, I have 2 daughters. One is in one of the elementary schools in Geneva, so I just want to also say thank you for, you know, promoting safety at our schools, and yeah, I'm excited to be here. So, yeah, thank you.
Chose a big meeting to attend, for gosh sakes.
She actually volunteered in advance. Sometimes a lot longer. Before I list our current activities, I do want to extend a big thank you to the city and the council. 2 Saturdays ago, Jamie Vargo, Vargo Dance Studios, hosted her Thriller on 38 event. And she did receive a city grant for, the promotion of that. Geneva had its best Saturday night ever that night. Stockholm's, we were up 10% over our typical Saturday night that night. Foxfire had similar gains. This sort of grant, these sorts of investments that you are making in the community are paying great dividends to the businesses and subsequently the tax revenue. And it's a small investment, but it's very appreciated. It does pay dividends to the city. Thank you very much for that. And I also want to extend a personal thank you to Kathleen. Jamie was very grateful for how helpful you were. So anyway, now that the thank yous are over, we've got the Cocoa Chocolate Crawl coming up on Saturday, November 8th. This is from 11 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We have 32 participating businesses this year. 250 tickets of the 325 available have already been sold. We had made some changes a few years back on this event, which has made it much more appealing to the participants. What we've done is we've increased the number of stops so that there is no way you can possibly get them all in, which is a relief to the participants because then they pick and choose where they want to go. Early on, we would limit it to about 20 stops, and they would rush around trying to get to everywhere. And by having more stops, it makes it a much more relaxing and a much more pleasant event for those that choose to participate. We have the annual awards dinner coming up on Thursday, November 6th. This not only is presenting awards to the current members, but the big focus is the presentation of the Wood Award winner. The city, those that win the Wood Award have truly demonstrated through their lifelong commitments their love for the city, and we do have a Wood Award winner in our midst. Continuing on Tuesday, the 4th of November, we have a Chat with the Chamber going on event. This is going to be at the Geneva History Museum from 6 until 7. If you want to, you can RSVP at the chamber, and this is open to all businesses in the public. Come on in, ask your questions, and we'll chit-chat. Last but certainly not least, we have the Christmas Walk and House Tour coming up. Ticket sales went on sale 6 days ago. As of yesterday, 5 days, we had 900 tickets sold already. Thousands of people come to Geneva for the house tour, for the Christmas walk, and this kicks off our formal Christmas season that we have going on here in Geneva. This is something that truly benefits the entire community and is one of the 4 festivals that the City of Geneva is the proud presenting sponsor of. And we thank you for your support on that, and we look forward to another phenomenal Christmas season coming up. Thank you.
Anyone else? From the dais, any new business anyone wishes to share? I know Mr. Palmquist has something he would like to share.
Absolutely. A couple thank yous as well. I want to publicly thank the Beautification Committee and the business sponsors for all the great work in downtown. Much in Ward 5, it looked great, so thanks. And I see they're already setting their dates for their activity next spring. They don't miss a beat. And then back in September, I joined the Natural Resources Committee's Fox River Cleanup, so I want to thank everybody involved in that. That's an annual event, and I learned that there's never a shortage of trash to pick up. Every year they have about the same amount, so I'm sure they'd love to see everybody next year again join them. That was a great event, and they continue to do cleanups throughout the year, I see. So shout out to them as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else on the dais? Happy to entertain a motion to
So moved.
grab another cup of coffee. There's a motion to adjourn the city council meeting. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. We'll take just a moment before we jump into the Committee of the Whole meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, the Committee of the Whole meeting is called to order. Let the record show that we have 2 council members absent, Alderperson Marks and Alderperson Mayer. We kick off our meeting with item number 2, which is to approve Committee of the Whole minutes from October the 6th, 2025. Is there a motion? Motion Paschke, seconded Reinecke. All in favor of approving the minutes, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The minutes have been approved with 8 affirmative votes. Our items of business include item 3A, draft resolution authorizing the execution of a pipeline crossing agreement with the Union Pacific Railroad for a sanitary sewer on the west side of the Fox River under the train trestle. Is there a motion to consider this draft resolution? Paschke. Mr. Adjournment. Kosarek, that's Kosarek, by the way. Got it? Ms. Voigt.
Thank you. For your consideration is a sanitary sewer crossing agreement with Union Pacific Railroad. This agreement will support the river crossing and screening building project, and we do have Superintendent Van Gescam if there are any additional questions.
Questions from the dais for Mr. Van Gescam. Excuse me. Hearing none, seeing none, sensing none, expecting none, and grateful for none. City Clerk, please take a voice vote. A voice vote it is. The attorney was using his middle fingers. Excuse me. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? That has been approved with 8 affirmative votes. Item B. Is to consider a resolution authorizing the execution of a pipeline crossing agreement with Union Pacific Railroad for a fiber optic conduit on the west side of the Fox River under the train trestle. Bowery makes the motion. Seconded with enthusiasm by Malachy. Any questions, any comments? All in favor, please indicate by saying, oh, forgive me, Ms. Boyd, forgive me. I'm sorry, sorry. Stop touching me.
For your consideration is a second agreement related to the river crossing and screening building project. This item is for a wireline crossing agreement that will allow fiber to be installed. We did receive some questions on this item that were included in the packet, and we do still have Superintendent Van Gescam if there are additional questions.
Sorry about that, Bob. Questions for Mr. V? Mr. Malachy.
Just real quick.
Sure.
Fiber optic, just for all the software and all the communication with all of our services and.
Yeah, it's not only going to be for wastewater, but it would be for citywide.
Okay, yeah, that's all I just was wondering what we're gonna be using it for. So. Okay, thank you.
Is it true that Pete Collins himself will be laying that?
Pete Collins is the one that really wanted this. So.
There you go. I'll email Pete Collins tomorrow. Anyone else? We have a motion and a second. A voice vote is sufficient. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Anyone opposed? With 8 affirmative votes, the draft resolution has been approved. Item C, consider draft resolution authorizing a contract with Whitaker Construction and Excavating for a sanitary sewer river crossing in the amount of $4,335,000.
Second.
Kosarog and Palmquist. City Administrator Voigt.
Thank you. The resolution for consideration is to enter into a new contract with Whitaker Construction and Excavating to construct a new sanitary sewer river crossing. This construction project is the next step following a previous professional services agreement with Fair Graham to design the sanitary sewer crossing. The recommendation is to award the contract to Whitaker Construction and Excavating, which was one of 4 bids received and is 21% below the engineer's estimate. There is a memo attached from Fair Graham to the executive summary providing additional information. And again, we do have Superintendent Van Gescam if there are additional questions.
Questions for the superintendent from the dais? If not, we have the motion and a second. A voice vote is sufficient. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Fantastic. Item C has been approved with 8 affirmative votes. Item D, consider draft resolution authorizing a contract with Williams Brothers Construction for wastewater treatment plant screening building in an amount of $6,290,000.
Second.
Bowring makes the motion, and Malachi makes the second. Ms. Voigt.
Thank you. This resolution for your consideration is the second project stemming from the 2022 Professional Services Agreement with Fair Graham to construct a new sanitary sewer screening building at the wastewater treatment plant. 5 bids were submitted, with the low bid provided by Williams Brothers Construction. The low bid is 13% below the engineer's estimate, and this project is funded by the IEPA Water Pollution Control Loan Program. There was a memo with additional details attached to this executive summary as well. We did receive questions on these items that were included in the packet, and we do have the superintendent here if there are additional questions.
Still here. Any questions for the superintendent? If not, the motion and the second is on the floor. A voice vote is sufficient. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? With 8 affirmative votes, that draft resolution has been approved. Our final item of business is item E. Consider draft resolution authorizing the execution of a professional services agreement with Fair Graham in an amount not to exceed $987,000 for sanitary river crossing and water treatment plant screening building construction engineering services.
So moved.
Motion by Malachi, seconded by Paschke. City Administrator Voigt.
Thank you. The final resolution this evening for consideration is a contract for construction engineering services for the previous 2 items. This agreement would cover administration and management of this 18-month project, which includes the submittal of pay requests to the IEPA for loan disbursements and are outlined in detail in the executive summary. And we do still have the superintendent here if there are additional questions, as well as the representative from Fair Graham. I apologize.
We have Bob, we have a question.
Sorry, so I guess it's sort of a question. It seems like the thought has, and I don't know, I guess this is possibly on slightly the wrong agenda item, but it seems like coming in under bid on a bunch of these projects means that the investment in splitting them was prudent, and I just want to congratulate our staff on working with Fair Graham to, put this project together, and maybe we'll have even more of our, I'm not going to remember the term. Oh, man. Look, at the end of this. No. At the end of next year, we'll have, no, money. We'll have even more money saved.
That's a good word.
Yeah, it's a good thing. So, seems like.
Timing was good for this.
Yep.
So got real good.
Nice
process.
after all those years of everything taking forever and costing so much. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? The motion was offered by Malachi. The second was offered by Paschke. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? 8 affirmative votes. The draft resolution has been approved. We're back at public comment. Anyone joining us this evening? The public. How about new business? Mr. Kilberg.
Just one thing. Without objection, I submit the 2 recent documents received by the City Council be added to the minutes regarding the FOIA request for review from Illinois Attorney General 2025 PAC 89547, as well as the City Council's attorney's communication pertaining to the ruling. I think this is a topic that has been a topic of discussion within the community. I think it's important that this type of a document is available to the community if they have an interest in pursuing the specifics as it relates to it. And then the other point, as it relates to FOIAs, I know that in the past, we had a FOIA report. In other words, we received it monthly. And I think it'd be helpful that we continue to generate that spreadsheet, that report, so that the council can continue to monitor the extent of FOIAs that are received by city staff. I know that this can be very time-consuming, and it can be costly to the city, and I think it would be helpful for the council to have access to that information. Not that we have any intent to do anything with that, other than the fact that we can monitor it.
To your point regarding the second item, Gene has been producing those again. Those will be posted regularly as you requested. There was a lapse there.
Yeah.
Secondly, I have no objection, if anyone else does, regarding attaching the PAC commentary to the recent,
pass that down.
in the recent decision. And we have a copy of that as well, so and unless anybody else wants to discuss that.
Thank you.
Alderperson Bowring?
I guess I just want to check legally, that's an acceptable course of action or advisable per our legal counsel. It's not in any, I mean, I assume it's a publicly accessible document.
It is.
Okay, then, yeah, no objection.
Anyone else? New business? How about a motion to adjourn? Alderperson, I always forget his name. Kosrak? All in favor of adjourning the committee of the whole meeting, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thanks, everybody.